All right, another episode, real time.
Start the clock.
You know why you're excited this week? We're taking over Gaza.
Oh God.
Yeah, that Gaza. And also, Mexico is going to pay for it. He thinks it could be the Riviera of the Middle East. Oh, it's going to be amazing. They're already going to have a Hard Rock hotel. And,
Oh Lord.
you know what? If I wanted a vacation somewhere where it takes an army to keep the locals from murdering me, I'd go to Acapulco. Really, But yeah, Trump went to the breakfast and he said, he's a very religious man.
Very religious. Everybody knows
I
that.
really believe you can't be happy without religion. But it's also Black History Month. The Trump administration put out a proclamation, all months matter. Interesting. Of course, Kanye joined.
Oh, not this guy.
And tweeted yesterday, "I love Hitler and I'm a Nazi."
I wonder if Kanye knows what the Third Reich, what Hitler thought about black people or just anybody who wasn't what he called the Aryan race.
Chris Hayes. Over here.
He has a
right.
pothead last name.
Well, there's like a year of news in a week.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how come the American attention span is either 10 seconds or 3 hours? Like, when I got into podcasting, my first year, we did like an hour with people, and the audience, no!
Yeah.
An hour?
Longer.
What the fuck? An hour? When you look at the actual numbers versus the number of people in the country who buy a book, even a popular book, a book where he was saying, a book? Like, couldn't there be one blank page and give me a break? Like, so many words on every page.
Man.
I mean,
How much longer do books have, really?
that's a great
Audiobook.
question. I mean, blogs, for instance, was a written universe. Partly that was because the bandwidth wasn't there for very good video. People wrote back and forth. They got into big fights with each other on message boards. We're moving towards something that feels a lot more post-literate.
Even now, like on TikTok, instead of replying to someone with text, you reply with the video.
And I really think this is true about politics. Steve Jobs once said, it's not the customer's job to know what they want. Like, it's our job. And you
Really?
couldn't have reverse engineered Donald Trump off of Barack Obama.
No.
What happens in the end of an election is everyone sifts through the data and they come up with their perfect.
Something I've heard Democrats say a lot, we didn't get our message out. Maybe I'm paraphrasing, but that's it. And I've said this before to Democrats, no, you did. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I just had a stand-up special. If you haven't seen it, you're losing out.
Yeah, I watched it. I did a reaction video to it.
If some father and mother have health care for their kid lined up who's trans, just stay the fuck out of their business. Like,
No. Come on,
them
Bill.
make that decision.
Push back.
That's their decision to make.
But the argument is whether the child should make the decision.
Yeah, there you
The
go.
child is never making the decision. The parents are always making the decision. Parents consent to
No.
medical care.
Well, here in California, you're allowed to hide it from the parents.
Yeah.
If the kid,
Yes,
Thank
but-
you, one person who knows.
But I mean, I think there's a way to talk about.
Well, of course, they would say it's not medical care.
It's
They
not
would
medical
say
care.
it's
That is what they're saying.
Disfiguring a child. And,
I think they should mind their own business. I really do. I think they should
My
mind their own business. I
God.
think
Here
that's
you
true
go.
about
Here you go to
politics.
woke.
Well, thank you so much. Great good luck with the book.
Thanks, Bill.
May it stay at #1 a long time. All right, let's meet our panel. Chris Hayes.
That's why they lost. That's why the Democrats lost. Guys like him.
All right.
Republican.
Pleasure of you to be here.
A good one. He has good arguments.
Byron, as a Trump supporter, I got to say,
He is.
I admire you for showing up here in California this week. Oh, yeah, you released all that water.
Oh, God. That pointless water.
That was a huge fuck up. So,
Yeah.
speaking of huge fuck ups, I said at the beginning of the season, I said, I'm not going to pre-hate anything before he got in office.
Okay.
You know?
But
All right.
But now that there's there, I got to be honest about what I hate. And then we're going to talk about the Democrats, too. And we're going to talk about keeping an open mind about certain things. But let me go through the list, because it did sort of dominate the week for me. And
man,
is the government bloated? Yes. Does it need a trimming? Yes. But,
Yeah.
you know, if you're 50 pounds overweight, then you don't go on a starvation diet. I mean, Elon Musk's plan
That's what
seems
they're
to be
doing.
like
Yeah.
massive antibiotics. Just kill everything and then hope something grows back. He has said he wants to come after people who helped Joe Biden rig the 2020 election. Joe Biden didn't rig the election. Trump lost it, he won't acknowledge it.
They're still with it, man. Still saying
There's
that.
ground troops in Gaza.
Let's go back to 2020. You had the riots in the summer of 2020. You had what happened on January 6th. Without a doubt, there were different charges levied for the same behavior. If that's not a weaponization of the Justice Department based upon politics, I don't know what is. So here's what you do.
Oh my
You go
God.
and
No,
you
no,
evaluate
no.
every-
Hopefully Bill Maher says this, but you can't compare burning down a store to rioting, and breaking and entering into the Capitol. That is almost apples and oranges.
And he is trying to see as much as he can get away with. And really the only thing stopping him right now are the courts. But I think he sees his DOJ.
You knew nothing that was going on in Joe Biden's presidency. So if democracy truly dies in darkness, I would rather have an executive tell me what they're doing as opposed to hiding it from the American people.
Good point.
That's a charitable view of it.
It's not charitable. That's the
We're
truth.
criminals, but we're announcing it. When Joe Biden pardoned his son, it was not a good look. I mean, somebody had to...
Any and every father would have. What would it look like if he hadn't pardoned him? That would have been kind of messed up.
I want to end the weaponization of the federal government, and by end he means begin. All right, so let's... he said, you know, it's going to be the Riviera. Okay, that's a little ridiculous. You know what? This idea that it could be Dubai instead of Haiti, which is really what it is. It's just like Haiti, run by a criminal gang. The fact that Donald Trump, in his childlike way, throws that idea out there is not the worst thing in the world.
Childlike.
Okay, but it would be my hope that we could do something really nice, really good, where they wouldn't want to return. Well, if it's nice, why wouldn't they?
Oh, man. This guy.
Wouldn't this be kind of expensive for you America First people? I mean, if the Democrats suggested
It's a
that...
lot of money. But I know he's gonna make it like some kind of resort if it happens. So they'll get their money back. And all the government contracts for construction and whatnot. It's a lot of money involved.
Donald Trump wants to turn Gaza into Atlantic City, but let's not forget how he left Atlantic City.
Oh yeah.
All right, I got one more. You're not going to be able to fight me on this one.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
If you do, I'm going to get a bouquet. Okay. The Trump administration has appointed Darren Beattie, a former speechwriter, to be the top public diplomacy official. This is the guy whose tweet was, "Competent white men must be in charge if you want things to work."
Yeah, fight him on that.
Oh, good.
I'm just saying. I don't agree.
Good one.
To be honest with you, it's not my job to make that happen.
But do you support the idea that he should get this job?
No, I'm very concerned about that.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Honesty, man.
Is predicated on coddling the feelings of women and minorities and demoralizing competent white men. Now, this is a huge exaggeration. It is certainly not our entire ideology, but has there been some of that? Of course. This
Yeah,
is what
a little bit.
animates your side so much. And if you're a racist and you see end racism in the end zone, you're going to stop being a racist?
Come on.
And if I am a racist, it's going to make me more of a racist.
Like, I think if you write, "Don't be an asshole" in the end zone, everybody will agree with that.
Yeah.
The guy, the Trump kid, did you see that tweet this week?
Oh, yeah, he said, "I'm proudly racist," something like that.
I was racist before it was cool. This is one of the incels, one of the Geek Squad incels
Geek Squad.
that Musk has going.
Right.
Musk tweeted out, should he stay in his job? And 78% said yes, he should. Now, again, I don't think all 78% are racist. I think some of them are, and some of them are just like, this is a revolt against cancel culture. This is my point. But it's time for, I don't know it for a fact.
All right.
I don't know for a fact that every time McDonald's brings the McRib back, they're just pulling it out of a storage closet. I just know it's true.
I love it when they do.
I don't know for a fact that there are people who went to the Grammys and really missed Diddy's freak-off after-party afterwards. I don't know for a fact that Chappell Roan has a photo of Pennywise on her makeup mirror. I don't know. I don't know for a fact that Elon Musk is planning to grow a mustache just to troll the libs.
He probably would.
Here's what people think is important to the Democrats: abortion, LGBTQ rights, and climate change. Now, I have to say, I'm one of those people who certainly thinks climate change.
What happened to immigration?
And here's what the people say they care about: the economy, inflation, healthcare, and immigration. So this
there you go.
I mean, he's already saying that he thinks that the messaging that the party has right now works. So he's not exactly like a radical game changer,
one of those.
But he's not the guy that Nancy Pelosi or Chuck Schumer or Hakeem Jeffries wanted.
When you have that kind of stuff permeating any organization, you have to go through and examine the entire organization.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
Good and get rid of the rest. The other stuff that's hyper political or makes no sense or fraudulent or extremely wasteful, that stuff's got to go.
Okay, but like.
Hopefully it'll work.
Let's put that 800-pound person on Ozempic and like give it a few months. You know what I mean?
Ozempic.
Ozempic.
Whereas you're just taking a knife and cutting off their big fat stomach.
You can't do that.
That's not the way to lose weight.
A plastic surgeon would never do that.
Never do that.
You know what?
Well,
but the other thing is that USAID. We are in LA.
Yeah.
Right.
But the Navy has an Air Force, and the Army has an Air Force, and everybody has an Air Force.
And I bet they're expensive, by the way.
And the police department here, I think, has an Air Force, too. A third of 8th graders can't read, and now he wants to close the department? And I thought, that's probably why they can't read. Or at least partly. I mean, and I don't know if the Department of Education is anything I mean, it doesn't really, I don't know what it does. Except take money. It's sort of a middleman. It does. You cannot be fired for getting caught drunk as a teacher until you do it for a 5th time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the first 4 times, you're good.
I will stop drinking when I start the job.
And also, all right, on that happy note, time for New Rule.
All right. New rule.
New rule: next time Bianca Censori is on a red carpet, someone must ask her, who are you not wearing?
Yeah.
This is the only woman in the world who really means it when she says she has nothing to wear. Which is the theory that men never truly get over their first love, must look around and ask themselves, who is your man with now?
Yeah.
It's you. He's with you, not the girl from 10th grade with braces. He married you. He lives with you. Or here's an idea. If you can't endure the trauma of your man having a past, cut him loose and have a relationship with the wand.
Oh. She agrees.
Finally, new rule: enjoy the Super Bowl this weekend while you can, because it's probably one of the last ones to be shown on broadcast TV.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a shame, because streaming is ruining football, and that's Taylor Swift's job. I used to be able to switch between 2 games in just a second, just 1 second, by hitting previous on the remote. On YouTube TV, I have to go back to the homepage.
Yeah.
Go to sports, go to NFL, then scroll across to find the second game you want to check on.
Yeah.
Wait for the circly thing to calm down.
Circly thing.
It's easier to switch sexes in America than it is to switch between football.
Oh.
Okay, at least I'm lucky enough to afford all the channels I'll need. Too bad for you if you're not. Sucks to be you, get a 3rd job.
3rd.
But okay, streaming it is. At least there'll be no commercials.
No.
I have to watch it when it's on. I'm paying for it, and I'm still watching commercials, and I can't zip through them.
My
Isn't it great
God.
that things are better than the old days when we had to sit through commercials and watch shows right when they aired? Yes. And lest you think this is only a boomer bitching, no. I checked Reddit. Kids of all ages hate this shit.
Everybody does, yeah.
We all know about AI now, but 6 years ago here, I did a piece about RI.
Retarded
reverse
intelligence.
improvement.
Oh.
Here's how I used to get my car from a parking valet after dinner at a restaurant. Here's how we do it now. Before you leave the table, because otherwise you'd just be wasting time talking to friends. You scan a QR code, download the app, create a username and password, and then send the money electronically to the valet who's 20 feet away. So much easier. Hey, fuck you, you fucking nerds.
Nerd.
And now, when I'm in an album, all the photos in that album float by in a slideshow at the top. I didn't ask for that. I don't want it. And I don't want to have to go on a goddamned expedition to find out how to turn it off.
Man. Hell yeah.
Washing machines did more for women's liberation than 1,000 lesbian-run bookstores. But now Silicon Valley runs the world, and their motto is, if it ain't broke, fuck with it.
Yeah.
I get it. It's what you're good at, tinkering with shit. Other people like girls.
Oh.
No one ever looked at a car and said, if only the doors didn't have handles.
Yeah, another one.
What an improvement now that they pop out now as you approach the car, like your car sees you and gets a boner. Yeah, so cool now that when you have an accident, first responders can't get inside the car and you die. Hey, maybe they'll invent a tombstone so that when your orphan children approach it, it pops out of the ground. Mark Zuckerberg says we're approaching the point where a lot of the code in our apps is actually going to be built by AI instead of people.
Man.
Great. But what happens to coders, Mark?
Yeah.
Well, he says they're going to be freed up to do kind of crazy things. Yeah, like starve.
Homelessness.
But hey, at least I have a smart planter now that DMs my phone if my begonia is thirsty, something humans figured out 12,000 years ago. All right, thank you very much.
All right.
That's our show. My Club Random podcast drops every Sunday, everywhere you get podcasts. Go watch Overtime on YouTube. Thank you, folks.
Woo. All right, man. Catch you on the next one.